Hey everyone, it's Flyin Ryan here with the review of the JH Gunship. This is basically an unlicensed version of the Scorpion gunship from the film Avatar. This was only $25 at banggood.com, so I thought I'd check it out. I've kind of always wanted one of these Avatar helicopters just because it's kind of a unique vehicle. The one in the film flies via these propellers that obviously doesn't have the coaxial blades in the movie, but the RC version flies with those. But these scale blades actually do move, so they kind of spin with the wind from the coaxial propellers. So that's kind of cool because it actually looks like they're what's flying it when it's moving around the air. It's got a bunch of LEDs on it. There's one here in the front. There's one in the tail back here. Just lots of really cool scale details. I mean, all the plastic has all the panel lines, all the guns and everything. Some of the plastic is a little warped and whatnot, and I've got some loose pieces, and the landing gear is all out of shape. So I mean, it doesn't sit quite level, but you know, there's just kind of minor cosmetic issues. Otherwise, it actually flies really nice. It's a 3-channel. You got your horizontal prop here in the back that lets it go forward and backwards. The controller here is kind of your standard, like what comes with the Cyma S107G. You've got your left and right, yaw, and forward and backward, and then the throttle is not spring-loaded, so that's nice. And this actually has high and low rates on it as well. And this is actually one of the fastest 3-channel helicopters I've flown, so I actually find myself flying it on low rates, because high rates can get a little bit too fast, because if you give it a good fast forward flight and then turn, sometimes the flybar will get kind of weird and it'll come out of the turn all wobbly. So I tend to fly on low rates. The trim buttons here are really flush with the cover of the transmitter, so they're a little bit hard to feel and find when you're flying and not really looking at it. So I actually wish they weren't quite so flush with the transmitter. That's a little bit too hard to use them. I think that's about it though. There's a charging cable on the back here in this little side port. You get about 6 to 6.5 minute flights from a 30-minute charge, and it comes with a couple spare main props and a tail prop, a screwdriver, and then of course a USB charging cable. I did find that it's a little awkward to get to the charging plug here, and the plug has to really plug in there good, so it kind of, you know, you got all these little plastic parts that are kind of in the way, so it's a little tricky to plug it in, but you know, no big deal really. So I think that covers the technical details, so let's go watch it fly. Alright, this is the flight review of the JH Gunship. Basically just the unlicensed Avatar Scorpion gunship. So let's see, we'll turn the helicopter on, turn the transmitter on, and I believe you've got to power up once, twice, and now it's connected. Alright, and so you'll see it's got a bunch of LEDs on it everywhere. Pretty cool. And then I will be flying on low rates. And let's give her a flight. There we go. It wants to go backwards when it takes off for some reason. But once you get it steadied out, you'll see it is very stable. You can see those scale props spinning around in there. Pretty cool. And so this is full forward flight on low rates. Let me put it on high and show you how fast it is on high. You can hear the motor really kick up. So I mean, not like insanely fast, but it just tends to get a little more wobbly when you fly on high. So I prefer to fly on low indoors, in small areas that is. There's a little bit of trim. This does tend to fly forward on its own a little bit, I think, just because it's got so much weight in the front. That's probably also what makes it faster. And it can fly backwards. Gotta really turn up the throttle when you do that, it loses some elevation. I think it's really cool how the scale props move with the prop wash from the main rotors. Just makes it look like that's what's actually flying the helicopter. And there is no turning those lights off, those have to stay on the whole time. But yeah, pretty nice. It's got a little bit of a wobble to it, but it's pretty stable otherwise. Very easy to fly. Alright, well, let's take her in for a landing. Alright, there it is. That's the JH Gunship. Basically a generic version of the Avatar Scorpion gunship. Pretty neat, only 25 bucks at banggood.com. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.